So I recently made this warming, aromatic, and rich red curry dumpling soup. Such a cozy meal that I just had to share with y'all. So let's get into making this soup. Firstly, we're gonna saute our onions on medium heat in a stainless steel pan with some olive oil. Give those a nice stir until they're halfway caramelized, and then add in some chopped garlic cloves. I don't even know how many I did. I love garlic, so it was kind of a lot. Then to even add a little bit more garlic taste, I added in some crushed frozen garlic that comes in these little cubes, very handy, and they kind of just melt into the caramelized onions and garlic. Next, we're gonna grab our fresh kale. This is organic lacinato kale, and yes, I had to look up the pronunciation because I was saying it wrong first, but it's lacinato. And I bought that kale from Sprouts. Any type of kale or any type of greens that you personally like, you can maybe swap it for that, but I am a sucker for kale. Make sure that we wash our kale thoroughly, and then we're going to start removing the leaves from the middle stem. Now, the way that I personally cut my kale is I stack all the leaves together, and then I begin rolling it almost like I'm rolling some sushi, until I get it in a nice bundle and I begin chopping away. This is a way that I always seen my mother and my grandmothers cut their greens, so I just do it the same. While our onions and garlic are still caramelizing on medium heat, I'm going to begin adding in 2 cans of chickpeas. Give that a nice stir for a few minutes. After a few minutes, it's time to add in our red curry paste. This is a red curry paste that I found at my local Oriental market. They had so many different flavored pastes to choose from, but this is the one I decided to choose. I started off very small in the beginning, but by the end of this video I ended up using the entire can, and we're gonna stir until the paste is covering all of the chickpeas. After about 2 minutes of letting the chickpeas take in some of the flavor from the curry paste, we're now gonna add in our coconut milk. This is some coconut milk that I got from Trader Joe's, and I used the entire can. The next step is the best part, which is adding our herbs and seasoning. Really, you can add whatever you have on hand or whatever seasonings you like to enjoy the most. That's pretty much what I did. I added some fresh dill, cilantro, pepper, complete seasoning, and then some more of that red curry paste. While I let that sit for a little bit before our next step, I did turn up the heat and gave it a few more good stirs so that our base of the soup can begin bubbling and cooking all those good flavors together. Now we want to thicken up this soup a little bit, so I added 1 full container of some vegan heavy whipping cream. This container is also from Trader Joe's and it's about 17 ounces. I used the entire container. After stirring that together, we now add in citrus. I added lime juice from 1 really big lime. If you do have smaller limes, you can maybe use 2. Next, I add in some curry cubes. I added in 2 in total, the last 2 I had. These curry cubes really put a dish over the top. They're so delicious. To me, they're mandatory for any type of curry dish. After mixing that together, we turn down the heat, and then I'm adding in some frozen vegetable dumplings. Also, these vegetable dumplings were really delicious. Oftentimes, I'm not the biggest fan of vegetable dumplings, but these actually tasted really good. And I added in a little bit of water, or you can add in some broth of your liking and then add a top to your pan. I let that sit for about 7 to 10 minutes before adding in our chopped kale. After adding in all of the kale, I then also stirred the soup and conjoined it all together, and it just looked beautiful. It smelled amazing, and I let that cook for about another 10 minutes on low heat. And that is how we make red curry dumpling soup, you all. As you can see, the color is now such a rich orange than how it was before. 1 bite into those dumplings was a burst of flavor. The touch of spice really warmed your taste buds. And this was all vegan. All of it was vegan. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all make this for yourself. See you later. Bye.